Hi everyone, welcome to your weekly readings. I hope this has been a good week for you. I recognise the energies are still very intense out there, so hopefully you're looking after yourselves as best as you can be. I'll get started in just a moment. If you're here, don't be shy. Please say hi in the chat. Let me know you're here, and please like the video and please share the video as well. That helps a huge amount. I'm going to start off by looking at the situation where we're at as a collective, and then I'll move on to pulling cards for the 12 signs. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know how your week's been. Hi, Philippa. Give yourself a chance to get settled down. Have a sit down, have a lie down. Get yourself nice and relaxed and comfortable. Let me see what I can bring through for us. So first of all, the picture for the collective for the 14th to the 20th of April, 2019. Picture for the collective. Okay, where's the collective at? Let's have a look. Okay. Okay, there's a need to be a little bolder, a bit more decisive at this time for a lot of us. The sense that I get is that we're sort of a little bit stuck in our ways, and that can be leading to a bit of indecisiveness. We're kind of like, well, I've committed to this way of doing things, and I feel there's now like an opportunity in front of a lot of people, and it's quite an important opportunity that's going to sort of set what the sort of upcoming period looks like for us, both individually and collectively. And it's like they're showing me like there's this limited period of time on which you decide on whether to get on a particular train or not. So decide whether to embark on a particular direction or not. And if you don't do that, you kind of sort of get stuck in what you're already doing. And I feel like the difficulty is that we're all a little slow to act and to decide at the moment. And we have been for a little bit, but there's a need to be a bit bolder at this time. So we have the Knight of Pentacles showing up. We also have the Three of Pentacles showing up. And it's almost like for a lot of us, we're sort of like, well, I said that I'm going to be doing this for this period of time. And now, like, a lot of us are now finding there's like an opportunity to do something else, or just a chance to change our stance, change our attitude, change the way that we relate to each other and to life in general. And it's like in this window at the moment, we either take that chance, switch gears a bit, go off and do something that is slightly different to what you might have planned before, or else we get a bit stuck. And then it becomes harder to shift and move in the future. So we've been in a space of the Two of Swords. And with that, it's very much been a case of sort of, I don't really want to rock the boat. I don't want to make too many radical changes. It's been this sort of thing. But I feel there's a need to make a few changes at the moment and just kind of set clearer intentions for the kind of directions we want to go in. And this is individually and collectively, remember. So this is also then about the way in which we relate to each other, the way in which we view each other, the values that we carry into our interactions and our lives in general, and whether those are truly heartfelt or whether those are just coming from an old rigid mental space that is like, well, I said I'm going to be doing this, so I'm not going to do anything radically different from that. With the Page of Wands showing up, there's kind of a need to take chances at this time, even if things look like they might be a little unpredictable or difficult. It's sort of like there's a need to break out, go after things at this time. And it's all about our willingness to accept the opportunities in front of us and to kind of use that to set the tone for how we're going to live from this point forward. It also means accepting the people in front of us. It means being a bit less judgmental of them and of ourselves, but it does need this kind of this freeness within us that allows us to not just do what we said we would do a few months ago, like, oh, I'm going to do this. This is how my next year is going to be. You can't just stick to that if things open up and there's chances to do something different that can move things a long way forward. If we keep stuck in these rigid ideas, these rigid ways of seeing things and doing things, we don't get very far. Page of Wands is calling us really to kind of just be able to take chances, to find our way, to trust that we have it in us, to shift gears and shift directions. With the Page of Swords showing up in our future as well, it's the fact that here we're going to be increasingly guided. We're going to see where we're going. We're going to be able to follow. We haven't been able to do that in recent times with the Two of Swords showing up. We've been so bogged down in our kind of material plans, in our commitments and whatever else. But now it's this space in which we have to break out of that. We have to allow for all bets being off, because we're not going to get where we're going if we just keep doing what we're doing already. There has to be this space to take a chance and do something new, something different, and honor whatever is in your heart space within that. This is kind of crucial. Don't get caught up in the idea that, well, I just thought I would do this, so I'm going to do this. If your heart's not in it and your heart is somewhere else, you need to be following that at this time, because that's what's opening up for all of us. I hope that makes sense to everyone watching. That's the collective picture. Hi to everyone just tuning in. Hi Hooks Fremont. Hi Ladybug. Hi Teresa. Hi Trisha. I'm going to move on now to pull cards for the 12 signs. I'll be starting with Aries. Aries, Sun, Moon and Rising for the 14th to the 20th of April 2019. Aries. If you're here, let me know how your week's been going. Let me know how things have been going for you. I'm hoping you're all in a good place to take advantage of the energies that are opening up if we're willing to work with them. Aries. 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 Okay, Aries, let me see what you're up to at this time. Thank you, Ladybug. I'm glad that I was able to help. Okay, Aries. Yeah, you're very in alignment with a lot of this, I feel, Aries. This is all about your existing commitments, existing ways of doing things, the stress and the strain this is putting on you at this time, and you're feeling really under strain. That's the sense that I get, is that it's a lot. It's like it's piled on top of you. You can't see your way past it. It's all become very routine, but very, very sort of stressful, upsetting, and you kind of don't want it anymore. So you have, you have the Nine of Wands showing up in your conscious space. So you're trying to hold it together. You're trying really, really hard to hold it together. I feel a lot of stress and strain, a lot of emotional strain, but you're not giving that away to anyone. You're not telling other people about that. You're trying to take it all on yourself. You're putting yourself under extra strain as a result, and it's making you a bit defensive, a bit closed off. You have the devil showing up with that. So this is about what you've locked yourself into. These are your patterns of thought and behavior that you've locked yourself into at this time, the things that you feel committed to, the ways that you feel committed to living, even if those aren't necessarily serving your highest good anymore. So we need to find a way to shift past that a bit. You see, I feel like it's like you get the impetus to do something else, but then you're like, no, I can't, it's too much. And back you go. And this is going to cause you difficulties if we can't break you out of it. So at the moment you're coming in as the Knight of Wands, and with the Knight of Wands here, I do feel like you're not allowing yourself to take stock of your situation and what's not serving you. And yet, at the same time, this is an energy that you can be harnessing to target and go after things that will do, that absolutely will do. But you have to go with feeling. You have to go from your heart to what you're drawn towards, what you truly want to do, not just what you feel is responsible or what you've committed to. And this is so in line with the collective, and we're in Aries season, it makes sense, but it's so in line with the collective. But you need to be starting and doing whatever you're truly drawn to. With the Two of Wands, you need to be following where the warmth is, where you're guided towards, and you need to be staking a claim for that, and not just the things that you've been doing in the past. And like the collective, then you're then moving to this space of the Page of Swords. So you're moving to this space in which you can suddenly start to learn, gain knowledge, do new things, experience new things, find out new things about yourself, and find new ways of interacting with other people and with the world. But I feel that the only way to do that is to work through this situation where you're like, everything's too much at the moment, but everything's too much because you've convinced yourself that you're committed to this way of doing things. You're committed to these patterns that are not serving at this time. And it's going to mean that you don't take the opportunities that you absolutely can do. You can be so much freer than this, but you need to move yourself out of this defensive stance where everything that's already going on must be maintained at all costs, even if it's really fucking you up. That's not helping you, Aries. It's not helping you, and there is a huge amount of space at this time for you to break out of that, but you have to allow that for yourself. You have to allow that for yourself, Aries. Otherwise, you kind of get stuck here for a while and it builds up and it doesn't help you. You have the space to free yourself up, but you absolutely need to do that. You're only trapped here for as long as you choose to be. You can rise up from this and take back that power and be like, no, I'm going to go and do this. I'm going to go and be with this person or these people. This is my new way of doing things. I don't care that I committed to that. It doesn't matter. It doesn't serve me anymore. I'm going this way instead. I hope that makes sense for you, Aries. Hi to everyone else just tuning in. Hi, La Luna. Hi, Philippa. The next sign is going to be Taurus. Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the 14th to the 20th of April 2019. Taurus. 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 Okay, Taurus. Okay, Taurus. Okay, Taurus, you need to be open this week. You need to be open to insight, open to guidance. You need to be meditating. You need to be writing down your dreams. And you just need to be open to your guides stepping in and communicating with you, talking to you, because I feel like this is like insight. It's revelation that you start to receive this week. This is really powerful as we head towards Taurus season. And the sense that I get is that you will suddenly get an insight about a situation that you're involved in. Now, this could be a work situation, it could be a living situation, could be something that you've been working on or planning to do, or this could be a relationship thing. It could be about how you see somebody else, and that could be a potential partner, it could be a current partner, it could be a family member, anything like that. But it's all about being open to what comes in. They've taken me straight to my third eye and to my crown, so it's all coming in for you this week, Taurus, if you're open. And it's going to be sudden insight, sudden revelation, and suddenly you're going to want to do things a bit differently, relate in a different way. And it's really important that you actually allow yourself to follow that, because it's going to change things, it's going to transform things, it's going to shape what your next year looks like. Because if you're heading into Taurus season, and this is a big time for you. So you have the Three of Wands showing up. So you've been working on stuff, waiting for stuff, and maybe you've been a bit fixated on things going a certain way, certain things coming in for you, certain things happening in a certain order. But that's getting torn up. That's getting torn up by the information that you're receiving, the things that you're witnessing, the feelings that you're going to be having, and what that means for you. The Ace of Swords shows up with this, and I feel like this is going to require you then to shift, to change. And this is obviously in line with the collective, but there's this need to shift and change in line with the information that you're going to be receiving this week, which I fear is going to come through very powerfully so long as you're open to it. And that's going to mean making decisions to do things a different way, relate in a different way, and actually open yourself up to something that you might not have been open to before. And this could be a relationship situation, but it could equally be something to do with work or similar. They're saying relationship quite strongly. So for a lot of you, it is that. And it's about how you view and relate to somebody in particular. And this is taking you by surprise. The Tower is showing up for you. So I do feel like this happens suddenly. You suddenly get the insight, the revelation. Something whispers in your ear. It's like, oh, you can actually be doing this, relating to this person in this way, or whatever else. You know, it's all of these things. This could also relate actually to your spiritual direction and what you do with that as well. But what you can't do is just sit back, which I feel like you have been doing. You've been sitting back quite a lot. The Nine of Cups is showing up, but I don't feel like you can keep sitting back. I feel there's action called for. Like, whatever you're guided to do this week, you need to go and do it. Accept it. Make that decision. Even if it goes against what you thought you would be doing, what you've told yourself, you go and do that. You be open to possibilities with the Nine of Cups instead, because I feel that things move quickly, change quickly, shift quickly. I don't feel like you get to stay in this place because the Tower doesn't normally allow you to stay. So you adjust quickly, you adapt quickly. The guidance that's coming in is going to help you to do that. It's going to show you the way that you need to go. And then your life starts to change quite dramatically and quite quickly with death. So there is a big change ahead of you, a big shift ahead of you. And the only way you're going to be able to fully embrace that and embody that, embody who you need to be, is by relinquishing this rigidity, because there's no need for it, especially when you are going to be met with this level of insight. And this feels so powerful for you this week, Taurus. You have to be wide open to it. It's absolutely crucial that you don't lock yourself into what you can't get out of, because otherwise it gets difficult, because the Tower is going to apply pressure and it's going to make you want to move. And with death coming in, this is transformational for you. I hope that makes sense for you, Taurus. The next sign is going to be Gemini. Big changes ahead for a lot of people this week, I feel, if we work with it. Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the 14th to the 20th of April 2019. Hi, Cosmos Forever. Remember, if you're here, please like the video, please share the video, and please let me know how your week's been. Thank you so much, La Luna. Gemini. Gemini. See where Gemini is at. Okay, Gemini. Okay, Gemini, you're hung up on something or someone. Some situation that left your life or someone that left your life. Something that didn't work out how you wanted it to be. And you're really struggling to let go of it, to leave it behind and to go and do something else. You're sort of in this place of, well, if I just keep focusing on it, keep hoping, keep wishing, maybe it's not over. But I feel that ship has sailed for you at this time, Gemini. So this isn't something that you can just keep pouring your energy into, keep focusing on, because I feel that it's gone. I feel that doing that is then getting in the way of your relationships to other people and maybe the rest of your life at the moment. So it's not helping you at this time. So there is a need to let something be over, let it go. With Justice, I feel like you're still hopeful. You're still kind of like, maybe that's not the whole story. Maybe there's something more to come in. Maybe if. But I feel that you have to deal with what's in front of you. The Ace of Wands there as well. You kind of know that that's over. It's burned away. It's finished. So you can't keep sitting there and waiting and hoping and just trying to plug away with the Three of Pentacles and trying to do so alone, plowing this kind of lone furrow, if you like, this, oh, well, if I just stay focused here, it'll probably happen for me. This will probably be okay. It will come back. I don't feel it well. The world showing up. I feel that you have to allow that to have completed, to be over, in order that you can re-engage with the rest of your life and do new things, take new steps, start new projects instead, with the Ace of Wands, because you can't do that if you're pouring all your intention into something that finished some time ago. This is about coming back to the rest of your life. It's about rebuilding. It's about putting work in. It's about building your friendship. It's about building with family members. It's about building every part of your life that I feel you've put on hold to an extent. It's important that you grieve for what you've lost or what has gone, but part of that process is also the acceptance that that is something that has finished. It's a chapter in your life that has completed. And with the 10 of Pentacles, I feel that you then need to start rebuilding the rest of your life, because I feel you may have neglected things a little bit. I feel that there are friends around who will support you. I feel you can offer love and warmth to them. You can connect to them, put your efforts in with them. I feel that you have that coming up with the 3 of Pentacles as well. You don't have to do everything alone. So talk it through as well. But I do feel that you have to accept what's finished in order to go and connect with everything else that you need to, because there's lots of work for you to do and lots of people for you to be connecting with. And the only thing that's stopping you is this non-acceptance of the shift which has happened and which you need to be moving with now. I hope that makes sense for you, Gemini. The next sign coming up is going to be Cancer. Cancer, Sun, Moon and Rising for the 14th to the 20th of April 2019. Cancer. 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 Okay, Cancer. Okay, Cancer. You haven't been feeling that supported in recent times, and I don't feel like you've been moving that fast in recent times. And I feel that if you do try and move, you feel a little guilty about it. If you ask for support, you feel a little guilty about it, or else people don't support you in the right way. Then you get a bit upset about that. It's all a bit painful. And I feel that you're kind of waiting for someone else to give you the go ahead to start living at this time. And that isn't helping too much. The 4 of Cups showing up. You're just generally quite disillusioned. You're quite disillusioned. But key to that is that you're actually feeling quite a deep pain with the Three of Swords. You don't feel acknowledged. You don't feel that your hurt's acknowledged. You don't feel your grief is acknowledged. You don't feel that the things you want to do have been acknowledged. And it's kind of left you in this kind of space of sitting back, if you like. Not doing too much, not going too far. And that's not, it's not wonderfully sustainable. And it's kind of like you need to break out of this and almost prove a point. And it's to yourself as much as to other people. So this is about having the ideas and the impetus to go and take something else on, do something new, to move out of this kind of just, it's disinterested, it's hurty, it's all very, very real. But I also feel like you're kind of just getting stuck in this kind of mopiness and expecting no one to want to help you and not expecting to go very far or do anything. So with justice showing up for you, I just feel like you're waiting for someone else to almost like grab you and do something that you're actually interested in. And when they're not doing that, or when what they're saying doesn't quite mesh with you or whatever else, then you're sort of like, oh, okay, not my time, not my time. Maybe it'll never be my time. Placing you under a lot of strain with the Ten of Wands, Cancer. So there is a need for you to break out of this. And I feel this is about you proving a point. It's about you acting on the impetus that you do have. You see, I feel that's fine. Other people's ideas are not floating your boat. But you do have ideas. I feel like you have really clear ideas about what you want to do. But I feel you need to go out and just start working on them. And tell other people if necessary, this is how it's going to be. This is what I'm going to do. It'll be this way and this way. And I feel you'll be convincing people, but it's all about being able to go and stake a claim to do that. With the world showing up, you need to be thinking big. You need to be harnessing what is within you, which is a drive and a desire to go and do something quite spectacular. It'll be a lot of work. It'll be a lot of work, but the sooner that you get started on it, the easier it's going to be. And I feel that you do have the space to move, but we need to get you out of this malaise, because at the moment you're dreading doing anything, and yet there are things that you want to do. And so you have this need to prove to yourself that you can go and do that at this time. I feel that there will be help, support, and acknowledgement when you go and do that, but not if you stay in this space that is a bit sad, a bit mopey, and you might have been in it for a bit too long, and it's just not doing you any favors, and it's making you feel more under pressure than you need to be. But there is a lot more that you can be doing with the world, a lot more you can be working for, building towards, and it needs to start this week, really can. So this is the opportunity that is opening up for you at this time. I hope that makes sense for you. The next sign is going to be Leo. Excuse me. Leo, sun, moon, and rising for the 14th to the 20th of April 2019. Leo. 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 Hi, K-Stars. Okay, Leo. You're surprisingly emotional, Leo. Surprisingly, including for you, it's taking you by surprise. I feel it's kind of also, it's obstructing what were your plans, I feel. So something is suddenly happening, or you're feeling a certain way, and this could be about a person, but this could also be about a work situation. It could be about a spiritual direction you've been moving in. But I feel this sudden upset, this change could be stronger feelings for something, or it could be the opposite, but it's a big like shift. For most of you, it's a strengthening or a change in feelings, and it feels quite deep, and your heart doesn't really know how to react because you don't like losing control. You don't like sudden upsets too much, Leo. I feel that this is tricky for you. With the 8 of Wands showing up, you were quite set on where you were going, the direction you were going in, focused on it. Everything's going to be this way. This is absolutely fine. But underpinning it, and what you're not admitting to yourself is that you're not wonderfully happy. With the 5 of Wands, you're actually a bit conflicted. And so this change of heart is happening. And I feel for a lot of you, it's a positive change. It's wanting to explore something, wanting to connect with something, even if it means something else being let go of. But it's happening quite suddenly for you at this time, Leo. And part of you is like, this is an extra strain that I don't need. And part of you is like, oh, actually, this could be quite exciting. Why don't I go after this? You have the Tower at the heart of things. So this is a big shift. It's a big change. It's a big change. And with the High Priestess showing up as well, there is this need to accept what you're feeling, and to use that as the basis for what you do in response to this. Maybe you were making a lot of progress in other areas of life. Maybe that's still happening. Maybe that has slowed down. Maybe that's slowed down because you need to shift. Maybe that burst of life has come to a stop because now there's something else that you need to do, need to focus on, need to add, need to adjust to, Leo. And the only way you're going to do that is by accepting that and making the shift. You see, the Tower isn't going to leave you alone, I don't feel, because the High Priestess is also suggestive of this being kind of a fated change, a fated situation. This opportunity is there now for you to go and do this. And I feel like your life is going to be disrupted if you don't accept that. And that's kind of the universe trying really hard to go, just sort of not go over this way, sort of turning you slightly. You're going to need to look at this, go and look at this, work out what you're going to do about that. And I feel then that that leads to a situation that can develop over time. I don't feel this is as disruptive either. I feel that the stuff you've been working on already can be allowed to tick along in the background. But I feel there is fertile ground for you to be connecting with your feelings and following and honoring them at this time as well. And I feel it also gives you a reprieve from something that might have just been tiring you, draining you without you realizing it. With the 7 of Pentacles showing up for you, this instead becomes about the direction that you move in with this. I feel that you have the space to take this on. You have the space to follow your feelings here. Other things will take along in the background. And I feel that this is going to allow you to feel more fulfilled as time goes on. Yes, it's a big change. Yes, it's a big shock. Yes, it means that the things that you were doing won't go quite as fast and smoothly as they were, but I feel they will still keep going. But there's a need for you to engage with your feelings and where they're taking you to over this at this time as well, Leo. I hope that makes sense for you. And if you're watching, everyone, please like the video, please share the video. The next sign is going to be Virgo. Virgo, sun, moon, and rising for the 14th to the 20th of April 2019. Virgo. Hi, Nicole. Virgo. Are you not listening that well at the moment, Virgo? I feel that someone's been trying to tell you something or communicate something to you, or you have been to someone else and they haven't been, but there is something isn't getting through, a message isn't getting through. I feel that you've been quite preoccupied, feeling quite busy, sort of like, oh, I'm busy with this and I got this to do and this to do and this to do, and someone else is trying to talk to me and I was like, no, I don't want to hear it. Too busy, too busy, too busy. You're not necessarily allowing people who want to relate to you, who maybe want to help you or help guide you or have something to tell you. You're not necessarily allowing them in at this time, but I feel that that's something that needs to shift. You see, with the Two of Pentacles, you're sort of like, no, I got this to do and this to do, and it's all going fine. I don't need anyone else's input. Don't need anyone else's input at all. That's underpinned even further by justice. And I feel with justice, you may be paying lip service to other people, but you're not really allowing them in. You're not really allowing them in with the Four of Cups. You're sort of like, no, busy, can't do it. Causing you difficulties in the long run if you stay in this place, Virgo. Really causing you difficulties. You do need to be open. You do not know it all at this time. And I feel that you're a bit tunnel vision in your approach. You're a bit not allowing anyone else to come in, offer you guidance, show you another way of doing things, connect with you, interact with you, collaborate with you. You're so kind of, no, it's all this way. It has to be this way. I don't feel it does. I feel you need to take a chance and allow this person or these people to really communicate with you. See what they have to say, what they have to offer. Because I feel like you'll have something to offer them as well. You can value each other. So with the Fool showing up, there is just this need to lose this rigidity. And it's like a defensiveness. It's like, no, I'm going to do it this way. It has to be done this way. It doesn't. It doesn't. There is absolutely a need to balance that out with other people's input. That's what the need for balance is actually telling you, not that you have to do this and this by yourself and no one else can ever come in. You need to be open. That's a big shift for you. It's a big change for you, but it needs you to be able to respond to what's there. Open yourself up, move into that space of the Fool, because I feel that you'll start new things when you do it this way. You find your way to doing things and you'll feel much, much lighter. This then moves you to a place of judgment. So this is all about new ways of doing things, allowing things to be different, allowing things to move on to a new phase, a new stage. You're not going to get there if you're so closed off, if you're so defensive. That's going to hold you back and back and back as time goes on, and you simply can't be doing that at this time, Virgo. There is this need for you to open up, and I feel that when you do, it will take you to some really amazing places. Don't assume that the person who is trying to get your attention has nothing to offer you. Give them that space to come in. Allow yourself to drop the other balls if necessary, and you may be quite surprised about what then opens up for you, Virgo. I hope that makes sense for you. The next sign is going to be Libra. Hi, Erin. Libra. Libra Sun, Moon and Rising for the 14th to the 20th of April, 2019. Libra. 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 Hi, Snow White. Okay, Libra. Okay. Okay. Lot of energy to you this week, Libra. Lot of impetus to move. Very, very busy week. It's like you're dashing from place to place, looking to get things done, looking to get things in place. Busy, busy, busy stuff. Feeling quite powerful, feeling quite creative deep down as well, feeling like you can go and do all of these things. And I feel that what's happened is that some projects that you've been thinking about or that you might have initiated a little while ago are coming to life, and suddenly you got things to do. I need to go and do this and this and this and this and this and this. So it's a busy, busy time for you, Libra. The Ace of Pentacles, I do feel a lot of these are new things, but they're things that are coming together, things that are moving, that are coming to life. And therefore, you're now very focused on them, focused on those and moving away from older things, into these newer things. And you're actually getting a bit of a spring in your step as well by doing so. Really getting a spring in your step by being able to suddenly be this active, because you feel much better when you're in motion, much, much better. Yeah, you're an air sign, but overthinking isn't fun. So the fact that you're able to move at the moment that you have stuff to do, you're really enjoying this, and it does feel like new stuff. The Emperor shows up in your subconscious as well. So I do feel like this is stuff that is exciting for you. And you feel exciting, and it's like this is making you feel more powerful, more capable. You're feeling more embodied as a result of this. This is fantastic for you. With the 8 of Cups showing up, it's also then about your focus is entirely on this. It's in this direction. You're not looking over your shoulder anymore at all. You're like, I'm busy. I'm going to do this. This is great. This is great. This is great. Where can I get to? What can I do through this? Where will this all lead? With the Six of Pentacles showing up, I also feel like there's encouragement and help for you. There's encouragement and help for you. And while you're doing a lot of stuff for yourself, I also feel like you need to acknowledge those people who are helping you and supporting you. That's really, really important. Really important at this time. Yes, you're doing all this new stuff, but I don't feel like you're unsupported. So make sure that you're acknowledging and showing gratitude to those people who are helping you, and showing gratitude in general at this time, Libra. This is very, very important for you. Even if you're driving this, there's still a lot for you to be grateful for around this. Your final card is Death. So I feel like this is absolutely a shift for you, a sea change for you. Things move really, really quickly. That's why you can't be looking back, can't be looking over your shoulder. There's no point. You'll be taking people with you in terms of how you thank them, in terms of the support they give you. But this is all about those new things that you're doing and that you probably initiated in some sense a little while ago, but now suddenly they have legs. That's why you're so busy. You need to be following that, but make sure that you're showing some gratitude along the way, Libra. I hope that makes sense for you. The next sign is going to be Scorpio. Hi, Rose Gold. Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the 14th to the 20th of April, 2019. Scorpio. 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 Okay, Scorpio. Okay. Your heart's not very open at the moment, Scorpio, and it kind of needs to be, and it's not that open at the moment. And I feel that it's almost like there's a situation coming up with a particular person, or maybe more than one person, and you're sort of like, I can't be open to that. I can't explore that. I want to close my heart off. I've been hurt too many times before. I'm not ready for this. It's not the right time. These are kind of the processes going round within you, but you're also at the same time really feeling it. You're feeling it and trying to act like you're not feeling it. Like, no, I'm going to close off. You don't want to open yourself because you feel like it's going to hurt you really badly. You feel like you don't want partners anymore. And I feel like for a lot of you, this is about having multiple partners. This can be non-monogamy or something similar. Keep it consensual, obviously, but that's what's potentially on the cards for you. And you're in an open relationship or something similar, and you're sort of like, no, I don't really want that. But I feel that you need to be quite open at this time. For others of you, It's one partner who you still don't want, but I feel there's a need for you to be open. The High Priestess is showing up for you as well. This is a very, very fated time for an awful lot of the signs with the High Priestess appearing so much. And I feel in this case that this is about trusting and following your feelings. If your feelings are telling you actually, oh, that person or those people, you can't just close off at this time. You absolutely can't. Death is coming up in your subconscious. So you're very scared about what this means for you. Very scared. You're sort of like, no, I've just rebuilt. I'm clinging to this semblance of stability. I don't want this, but I don't feel this does have to destabilize you. I feel you can be quite open. With the Three of Cups, I feel good times. I feel happy times. I feel people that fit with who you are and where you're at in life. And I feel people who absolutely respect you, value you, see you for all that you are. With the Empress, I feel that the people this relates to are good matches for you. They're really, really comfortable for you, and it's all about being able to open yourself to these possibilities, to allow your heart to be open and allow this person or these people in at this time. With the Nine of Cups showing up, I feel that you have to move past this intransigence to an openness, a hopefulness, an optimism, a belief that things can go well, can be better. You've been hurt in the past. You've had difficult relationships in the past. This has led you to close off. But right now, you're in this stronger place, and the people you're around are in a stronger place as well. They fit well with you. And there is this huge opportunity to open yourself up to something beautiful. I feel all you need to be doing is following your feelings and allowing those old hurts and old ways of doing things not to unnecessarily colour and influence you at this time. I hope that makes sense for you, Scorpio. The next sign is going to be Sagittarius. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the 14th to the 20th of April, 2019. Sag. 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 Okay, Sagittarius. Some optimism for you, I feel, this week, Sagittarius, but you're not necessarily like trusting it. So like you're seeing an opportunity, something's coming up, there's a situation. I feel some of you have a job opportunity, potentially, and for others it's a relationship thing, but I'm feeling job opportunity quite strongly for a lot of you. And it's a big shift, a big change, but you're sort of like, oh, that's interesting. I'll go and do that. I'll go and do that. And you're not quite trusting it. You're not quite trusting it, even though you're motivated to act. And that's creating this kind of tension within you. So with the Seven of Cups, that shows up. It shows up, and you can almost see yourself doing that, see yourself in that situation. You're almost ready to go. And then you're pulling back because you're like, that's too good to be true. That's too good to be true with the Four of Cups. So you're not as interested as maybe you could be. So you're not trusting what's right in front of you. You're not trusting what's right in front of you, even though with the Ace of Wands, you're feeling that need to act as well. You do need to go after it. You need to go after it, but not commit everything to it, Sag. And those of you facing that situation will hopefully understand what that means. But don't go all in. Embrace and accept the opportunity, but keep something in reserve. With Temperance, I feel that you'll feel your way into this over time. It'll make sense over time. You'll grow into this situation or this role over time, and you'll be able to test it that way. It doesn't have to be this all or nothing thing, which I feel is what's causing you difficulties at the moment. Is you're sort of like, I go all in or I don't do it at all. Allow that opportunity to be there. Allow yourself to put your toe in the water, your foot in the water. Feel your way in there. Over time, you'll get more of a feel for it, but it needs to be over time. With the Three of Pentacles as well as Temperance, you will absolutely start to get to grips with this. Feel your way in. Feel how you fit into this. At the moment, I feel, because it's all or nothing, you're not trusting it with the Seven of Cups. That's leading you to close off. But there's no need to. There's absolutely no need to. It doesn't have to be an either or for you. It's all about feeling your way in at this time and trusting the situation more and more as you do so. I hope that makes sense for you, Sagittarius. The next sign is going to be Capricorn. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the 14th to the 20th of April 2019. Capricorn. Capricorn. Cappies. Capricorn. Okay, Capricorn. You're upset with yourself, Capricorn. Unnecessarily as well. I feel that you're tired. I feel some of you are physically ill or dealing with emotional difficulties or big stuff that takes time to work through, takes time to heal from. Really big stuff. And you're giving yourself a hard time. You're giving yourself a hard time for your need to rest and to recuperate. And yet those are your needs at this time, and those are your needs at this time. So that's what you need to be doing. And what's more, you need to be accepting a bit of help and support from outside. I feel like everything is just like you're closing off Like nothing anyone offers is right for you. You decided it doesn't fit, so you're going to do it all alone. You're going to rest up by yourself, then you're going to beat yourself up for resting. But you're allowed to rest, Capricorn. You're upset and disappointed with yourself. With the Ten of Swords and the Four of Cups showing up, you're not accepting help. You're giving yourself a hard time. But with the Four of Swords, you need to be resting. You need to be resting. You need to be restabilizing. I feel like you just want to push yourself to go so quickly out of the blocks rather than moving slowly as well. So you don't like being in this resting state, this recuperating state. You may be physically ill at this time and you're not allowing yourself the rest that you need and not allowing yourself to accept that you need that rest. But whatever you're dealing with, you're allowed to rest. You're allowed to go slowly. And this has obviously hit you hard with the Ten of Swords. But you can also accept help. You don't have to be so closed off, so defensive. You don't have to give yourself such a hard time or be overthinking this and how awful it is and everything else. This can shift. This really can shift. You have the Page of Pentacles showing up. So there is just this need for you to go that bit slower at this time, to allow yourself to feel your way back into things over time. Yes, to have ideas, but allow other people to come in and help and guide you, help to show you the way. You don't know it all, Capricorn, and you're allowed to rest. You're allowed to allow yourself to develop and grow in different ways, and part of that is resting and accepting help at this time. Your final card is the King of Cups. So this is actually about taking a mature stance that admits you don't know it all, that admits you can't do it all, that goes easy on yourself and allows other people in. This is really, really crucial. You're closing off. You're giving yourself this hard time. It's kind of unnecessary. You need that rest. You might need help from the outside. You might need people to guide you, to show you how to do certain things. It feels big. As I said, some of you are literally recovering from an illness or an injury, and some of you are having big emotional difficulties. I have stuff to work through. You have to allow yourself to do that over time. You have to settle into your own space in order to do so. And where possible, allow someone else to come in and support you as well. And that may well be a water sign who's offering support. So that could be Cancer, that could be Scorpio, that could be Pisces, Sun, Moon, or Rising. But in any case, there's somebody who can offer you some guidance and support and help to support and carry you, so you're not doing it all alone as well. It's okay to allow that in, Capricorn. In fact, it's essential that you do, but just as essential is that you stop giving yourself such a hard time for this. I hope that makes sense for you. The next sign is going to be Aquarius. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the 14th to the 20th of April, 2019. Aquarius. 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 Okay, Aquarius. Hi, Stamoku. You're tired and drained at the moment, Aquarius, and you're not admitting it. You haven't taken the rest that you need to. And what that's doing is it's making you a little short-tempered. I feel like you might be quite short with somebody. You might let off steam at somebody. You might lose your temper or lose your shit with somebody, and that isn't ideal. And I feel that you're tired, you're under strain, and therefore you've got this short fuse, and you may take it out on someone. You may take it out on someone rather than accepting that there's somebody who can understand and help. So you're assuming somebody won't understand you. You're going on the defensive. This is not wonderfully comfortable. And we need you to be in a different place to this at this time, Aquarius. The Five of Swords is showing up for you, and I feel that this is your risk at this time. Because you're not grounded, because you're unsettled, because you're tired, I feel that you may kick off at someone, or you may up and leave. And I feel this may be happening in particular in your relationships. Maybe a romantic relationship, certainly somebody you're close to. I feel for some of you, this might be happening with like a sister or a best friend who feels like a sister or this kind of thing. But it's very, very, you might do some damage without meaning to. You might do some damage without meaning to, rather than allowing yourself to be vulnerable, opening up and allowing yourself to connect. Part of you wants to do that. The other part is scared. That's why the Two of Swords is showing up for you, Aquarius. But with the Lovers there, I feel that this is a close connection, and you need to give this person and yourself more credit, more time. Be more open to them. Be more vulnerable with them. Don't feel the need to just turn and walk away. Take the time to explain your situation. Open yourself to what they have to offer. Because with justice showing up, this is all about the energy that you carry into that interaction. And into your interactions in general at the moment, you need to be open. You need to be loving. You need to be vulnerable. You're under strain. This can bring you closer together, or it can result in you tearing each other apart. That's a choice that you need to make, Aquarius. It's a choice that you need to make. So I feel that you need to put down those swords. You need to be losing the defensiveness. You need to be allowing yourself to open up and to connect. Don't be in two minds over it. Really do that. Allow that to become a deeper and more understanding connection. It's not just going to help you, but I feel that there will be this wonderful emotional release. If this is a partner, this can really put extra life into the relationship. But if it's a friend or a family member as well, the same thing applies. You can really feel at home here with the Ace of Cups, but only if you put down those swords and allow yourself to connect from the heart, Aquarius. I hope that makes sense for you. The next sign is going to be Pisces. Hi, Cielo. Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the 14th to the 20th of April, 2019. Pisces. 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 Okay, Pisces. You followed something, Pisces. You saw an opportunity, or you saw something that looked good. You felt guided to it. You went after it. And then you got there, and then it just sort of faded out. And you were sort of like, oh, is that it? Oh, you were quite hopeful. You were quite hopeful. And now you're distrusting your intuition, I feel. You're distrusting your means of seeing things. You're distrusting your heart a bit. And I feel that you waited for this thing to develop, to become something more, and then it didn't. And now you're doubting yourself. There's this self-doubt about you. And you're like, oh, well, if I got that wrong, then what else am I going to get wrong? This could sort of fester and become quite a destructive thought pattern within you at this time, Pisces. With the Three of Wands showing up, you're not that optimistic for the future at this time. You're not feeling that empowered, not feeling that embodied. That's very, very difficult for you, especially when we combine it with the Ten of Swords. You're suddenly feeling quite stuck as a result. You're not trusting yourself. You don't know if you can embody the Queen of Cups at this time or not. I feel you can. I feel you can, but I feel that you need to accept that you're not going to be right every time. Where did this go wrong? What's it teaching you? I feel like what it's teaching you is just to move a little bit more into balance and not pin all your hopes on one thing the moment it appears. It's about going a bit slower, flowing into things a bit more, allowing other things to coexist within your life. I feel that you might have just like leapt from place to place, said goodbye to something big almost, or let something go. You've gone in this direction, it's not worked out. Now you're struggling, don't know what to do. So there is this learning process for you. With the Six of Swords showing up, it's a learning process for you. You're understanding more about yourself, understanding the need to combine your faculties, that you do need to have this thought process that runs alongside your fantastic intuition, but also that you need to be able to deal with upset as well. And I feel you're going to be able to do that. With the Moon showing up, I feel that this is going to allow you to really understand your self-doubt, where it comes from, why you've been acting in this way. And I feel you get clearer and clearer insight as time goes on. Yes, you're upset. This might be very upsetting in the middle of things. This is upsetting for you with the Moon and the Ten of Swords, but I feel that the insight you're going to gain is really, really valuable. It's going to allow you to trust yourself a lot more by shifting your approach. And then I feel you can move on to things that are genuinely more lasting, go further, have more prospects, and therefore this won't have to repeat. I hope that makes sense for you, Pisces. That is all 12 signs. I have time now to pull cards for a couple of people. So if you have a question for me, please pop it in the live chat and I will come to those of you I am drawn to. Any requests for real? See if anyone's going to pop up in the live chat today. Anyone would like cards pulled, please just pop your request right there. Okay, Rose Gold is asking for a card. Do you have a specific question, Rose Gold? Or is this just a general outlook for you? Okay. Okay, Rose Gold. Let me see what you're dealing with at this time. Okay. You're not feeling that valued, Rose Gold. You're not feeling that valued. I feel like somebody treats you a bit like a child, doesn't show you a lot of respect. I feel like you may have a child yourself who doesn't show you a lot of respect, but certainly there's like this lack of respect for you at this time. And this is very, very difficult for you. It's very, very difficult for you because you're then feeling like you don't measure up, like there's nothing you can do that allows you to measure up, like you can never be good enough. I feel that at work you're having difficulties, potentially. There's certainly somebody as a King of Pentacles who feels like they achieve far, far more than you. Like you should be listening to them a lot more. And you're showing up as a Page of Pentacles. So you're feeling like you're constantly the apprentice, constantly the apprentice, constantly the apprentice. You're feeling really put down. Really put down, and I feel that you're not appreciated elsewhere in your life, and this is causing you a lot of difficulties. 8 of Pentacles, you're very much hard at work. You're doing the work, doing the work, doing the work. It's tiring you out. You need to be appreciating yourself. You need to be pulling in other people who appreciate you. But I also feel like you need to not be so fixated only on other people's approval. I feel that this difficulty is seeping it into other parts of life. I feel that with the 6 of Cups, it's an early life pattern that is repeating for you. And I feel that this time you need to be able to go and find your joy, find your center in your joy. And that means going out and enjoying yourself, going out and shining, going out and being with the people you like being with the sun. But be outside. I feel like you're locked into this space, It's causing you difficulties. It's getting you down, You're not feeling good enough. Somebody isn't appreciating you, especially at work. But it's all about how you embody yourself elsewhere at this time in your life, Rose Gold. I hope that makes sense for you. Okay, is anyone else requesting a card pull at this time? K-Stars is asking for a general reading. Let me have a look for you, K-Stars. Okay, K-Stars would like a general picture. Hi, Shona. Okay, so someone's talking behind your back, K-stars. I don't want to make you paranoid, but somebody is planning something, gossiping a bit behind your back. Might be bad-mouthing you. Might be trying to give you a bad press. And they're not being at all fair to you. They're not being at all fair to you. And I feel this is somebody who wants to provoke a bit of drama, a bit of aggravation, a bit of gossip. Someone who might be quite jealous of you in some sense and wants to undermine you. So with the Hierophant showing up, I feel that you're in this position where you carry a bit of weight, a bit of authority. Someone doesn't like that. They're a bit jealous. They want to undermine you. And so they're gossiping. They're gossiping behind your back. They're coming in as the Knight of Swords. They're quite hot-headed. Because they're quite hot-headed, I feel like they're going to come unstuck sooner or later. But if you get drawn into this, if you start feeling the need to defend yourself, to do something about it, to give something back, you're going to have difficulties. It's going to drain you. It's going to drain you with the 5 of Wands. So this is about rising above that. It's about seeing the bigger picture, not allowing yourself to be drawn into this pettiness. This doesn't feel like a nice person. They're showing up as the Knight of Swords. They may well be an air sign. And that could be Gemini, that could be Libra, it could be Aquarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising. I feel like they're mouthy. I feel like they're doing this almost for kicks and out of jealousy. Don't get drawn in. That's the main thing. Do not get drawn in. It's simply not worth it at this time. I hope that makes sense for you, K-stars. Okay. I have no other requests for card pulls at this time, so I'm going to thank everyone for tuning in and being here. Thank you all so much. I'm going to wish you all a wonderful, wonderful Sunday evening. Please like the video. Please share the video. If you'd like a full reading, you can book me. My details are just in the box below. If my work helps you, please leave me a tip. My PayPal details are also in the box below. Please follow me on Facebook and on Instagram. Please remember to subscribe and enable notifications to ensure you catch me live. And I will see you all again really, really soon. Have a wonderful, wonderful night.